Cold turkey start right here, Bryce.
Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
We're live. Bolton Hall's podcast number
94.
94.
94. We're almost to 100. That's going to be a milestone.
What happened? JB's shoving paper in a copy right now.
So 94.
Yeah, 94.
A beautiful Friday afternoon. Just got through cooking some burgers out in the hot sun.
Dude,
Bryce cooked burgers.
I feel actually sorry for you because I probably smell like
I had to wash the dishes though. So
you did.
You know, Bryce cooked. I washed the dishes. That's the type of relationship we have.
It's how the world should work. If you cook, you should not have to clean.
You're
Do you
correct.
agree?
I agree with you. Yes, and that's why I clean.
My wife argues with me about that. She said, if I cook, I have to clean.
No, that's not true.
I agree. I think it's BS.
You know what? I get the best of both worlds because Andrea doesn't like the way I clean. So even when she cooks, she cannot stand it that I clean the dishes or the kitchen because I don't do it the way she wants it done.
JB, do you
Can you
cook or
imagine that? I
clean?
mean, knowing Andrea's personality, can you imagine
cook
that
or do you
scenario?
Do both whenever I have to.
Really? Jamie, do you cook
When
or
he
do you
has
clean?
to.
I cook and clean. I wish my husband would clean after.
I'll talk to him about that, Jamie.
But sometimes, I don't clean after he cooks, and the reason why is he makes such a
A
mess.
mess,
slob.
yeah.
But I think a good cook makes a mess.
I clean as I go.
A good cook makes a mess.
I will say when Andrea cooks, there are 10 times more pots and pans used than needed to be used.
But a good cook, I mean,
I'm very efficient.
you
There's a couple
have
of pots.
the utensils.
Good to go.
Use the right utensils.
Yeah, but it's just a huge mess.
But that's not- if you're
it
cooking-
makes it less enjoyable when you've
I
got that much
disagree.
work at the end of the process.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I think if you're gonna cook something good, now if you're making like mac and cheese, who cares, right? But if you're making something like gourmet,
How many pots and pans would you use to cook mac and cheese?
so I would probably just one.
One, Jamie, right?
No.
Andrea would use 18.
No, so I probably would use two. So I would
So
probably
we're
use
not talking about apples and apples here.
Okay, I'm
All
with
right?
you. But so okay, I'd use three because you'd have to strain it. You'd have to use a pot. You'd strain it, and then I would bake it in a casserole.
You
dish.
wouldn't just roll that thing over in the sink and drain it that way? Use
No
a
way.
little
It's not
colander or
proper.
something?
It's not proper.
It's proper. It
No,
works.
it's not. No, it doesn't. You got the tools. Use the tools. It's like using a screwdriver as a hammer. That's
This is
not
why
how the
sales
world
are
works.
slow today, right here.
Dude, we've done six
Bryce
figures
taking the
today.
long way home.
We did six figures today, right, folks?
Yeah.
Yep.
Easy.
You don't even know what's going on around here.
How much profit?
you go back to your building.
How much profit though, Danny? Anybody gets
Hey-o.
six figures. Six figures. Anybody can do that.
You should encourage your
That's the
sales team.
I
You should be encouraging.
Every single day, I am the encourager. That's what they call me, actually.
Really?
They don't call me by my name. They call me the encourager.
The encourager. Make you a shirt. The encourager.
I'm going to make you a shirt too, Bryce.
What's mine gonna say?
I don't know if I can say it on the podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
We've said worse.
Yeah. I don't
Maybe.
know about that. We haven't. You have. Yeah.
So we had the car show last week.
That was awesome.
It's exciting.
Yeah. I think we're already planning another one. That was a good turnout.
How
We
many
had
people do you think were
Tons
here?
of cars out. I bet we had 100 cars.
100 cars.
I bet we had 200 to 300
300 people. I bet
Yeah.
there are 300 people.
Yeah.
Had a band.
Good. Had band, JB Barnett.
Yep.
We had tacos. They had a Michelada station.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was. It was a well attended event.
Yeah, it was great.
So okay.
No, we didn't
No.
try it. No.
No. If you were here, if I had some encouragement, I probably would have. But you know, I can't get down. I think Chani was not drinking, or no, it was Victor wasn't drinking.
Yeah.
That blue truck won Best in Show. A blue lowrider.
Nice truck. Was it a Dodge? It was a
It
Dodge.
was a Dodge. It was
Yeah.
like a probably early 2000 teen Dodge.
So it was all tubbed out, had hydraulics and airbags and all that stuff on there. It was cool.
It was cool.
It was cool.
It was
Not-
probably my favorite.
Not
The
really my
interior-
cup of tea, but
I mean, it was well done. It was,
it was.
you know,
You can appreciate it.
the
Yeah.
interior was done well.
Kids love the mini cyber truck.
Yeah, Chris brought his
Yeah.
mini Cyber Beast.
Yeah, I brought the big Cybertruck and the little Cybertruck.
so all the kids are riding around.
I drove around on it.
You
know?
did.
Yeah. How'd that look?
You look like a goofball. I mean, you're like an ogre in a little
Well,
Pinto.
that's not what I was going for at all.
What were you going for? What were you going for?
You know, I thought it'd be fun. I thought it'd be fun for the kids, and it was.
Dude, your knees were touching your chin in
There's
that
nothing
thing.
wrong with that.
Okay.
I was showing them how to do it.
I was actually impressed that you could fit in there. Like,
Exactly.
you're actually pretty
See?
flexible.
You know, I am.
For an old man.
That's what they say.
Didn't someone last week say you were 60?
I get that every day, Bryce. I get that every day. White hair, no hair.
No hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have hair.
Yeah.
You know, so on that day, we didn't realize it. What was that day? The
That was
car
our
show day.
7th year anniversary
How
to the
about
day.
it?
7 years. We opened the doors and started business.
7 years ago, May 18th, 2018.
Me and Bryce and Jossie.
Jocelyn wasn't here yet.
In a little garage. She was on her way.
She was en route.
She was packing her bags.
She was en route
Yeah.
from Georgia. Georgia. But so 7-year anniversary, we had a car show, and then this next week, this upcoming week, we got the Fastener Fair.
In Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville's fun. We talked about this last week.
It's a great spot. So who are you excited to see in Nashville?
You
I'm
know,
putting you on the spot.
no, I don't know. I mean, what do you mean? Like who
Just
at the show?
customers, vendors,
I don't know.
whatever.
We've got several things lined up already. So
Yeah.
we've got a couple of dinners lined up. So I mean, I don't know what I want to say.
They have a
On the
networking
podcast.
event. I'm with you. They have a networking event on Tuesday, a networking event on Wednesday. We already got a dinner lined up with a good customer on Tuesday.
Yeah, and several people have reached out to us and wanting to meet with us. So yeah,
It'll be a good event.
I'm looking forward to it. I like Nashville. I like Nashville better than Vegas.
I mean, it's a cool place.
I do.
I'm not mad at it at all.
And then they've got, you know, what's the strip? What's the music?
Broadway. I mean,
Is it Broadway? Is that
Yeah,
what they call
Broadway
it?
is the main
Okay.
drag. That's where they got all the bars.
Yeah, and that's where like Miranda Lambert's got a bar.
Jason Aldean, Kid
Yeah.
Rock.
Morgan Rollins got
Yeah,
one that he threw the chair off of, right?
Everyone's got. So we're going, I think, Tequila Cowboy maybe one day, and the Honky Tonk another day.
Yeah,
Right now. So
that's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to that.
it will be a
It'll
good
be a
time.
short trip, but it'll be fun.
Short trip, but
Yeah.
we'll jam pack.
I mean, you know, Monday's Memorial Day, so we leave the next morning. So you can't get too crazy Memorial Day, right? Or is it going to be a long flight for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be a mess.
Yeah.
I'll be on an IV
Yeah.
at the airport.
Danny Morgan's driving down from Indy. He'll be hammered from a weekend of Indy 500, right?
Yeah, 500 is this
Yeah,
weekend.
that's going on.
He'll be
You know they're
kissing
racing.
bricks.
They're racing 7 Wienermobiles. Have y'all seen this? 7 identical Wienermobiles. So apparently they have Wienermobile. You know the Oscar Mayer Wiener car. And so there's different regions of them. I guess one's down in the Southwest. One's in. So they're all meeting at Indy and they're taking laps around the track. They're going to race.
So it's C1 through C8?
I guess 7. Yeah, I think because it's 7 Wienermobiles. 7 Wieners are going to be racing around the track.
So there's one from Texas, I'm assuming? or
Yeah, it's got to be.
Southwest,
Yeah.
maybe?
So that's one we're going to be pulling for.
We got to root for the
I'm going to
Texas
watch that.
Wiener.
The Texas Wiener.
He's got to be wearing a cowboy hat.
It's got to be the biggest one, right? I mean, it's got to be
Always.
the biggest wiener.
Sure. Everything's bigger in Texas.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
For sure.
out of the 7 vehicles, the one from Texas has got to be the biggest wiener, right? It's got to be.
Did you see Rachel's
It's got a bigger
face when you
tires,
said
bigger
that?
wheels.
Rachel was speechless.
She wasn't following along,
Yeah,
I don't
10
think. I caught her
seconds.
off guard to that one. Just cold
No,
turkey.
she knew exactly where you were going with
Yeah.
it, but she just didn't know how to respond.
Okay.
You know, Rachel is probably one of the most inappropriate people in the office, but I think with you here, she's probably a little nervous
You know,
that she's going to miss
I don't
that.
think she holds back at all.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
It's kind of funny, man, in this office, the inappropriateness comes from all different areas.
Yeah.
Like Jamie will throw out some zingers. Isaiah will throw out some.
Well, I mean, the thing Jamie was holding up, just throwing down the gauntlet for the challenge a little while ago.
Oh, yeah. So for Danny's birthday, someone got him a penis-shaped lollipop. And Jamie wants to have a competition for the boys for us to eat it.
So I'm not eligible.
Why? You're not a boy?
I'm not eligible. No.
You're
No, I'm
transitioning.
exempt. I'm management.
You're not management.
I'm exempt. I can't.
You're the
I can't
opposite
be
of
involved in the
management.
competitions.
All right, let's get into parts of the week. Speaking.
Let's do it. Why don't you start out with this one? This one's kind of cool.
You know, everyone
It's not really a part.
everyone who follows us
Yeah.
or watches the podcast knows or should know that we got a fiber laser. So we've been having a lot of fun with it. Here's a cool part that we cut for one of our employees this week.
Real Madrid. Football
Real
Club.
Madrid Football Club. So that's their logo. I don't know.
Pretty
if you're getting-
intricate. So really, I mean, I've been playing around with different designs so we can perfect, the edge. When it exits out, you create a little flash on the back. And if you don't have the settings just right, you'll get that, and it's not really acceptable. You got to grind on it, do a bunch of extra secondary work. So we'll do little designs like that to play around with it, to test it out and tweak it.
Yeah, so it's cool.
That was a cool design. But you can appreciate how detailed and tight a tolerance that is by some of the intricacies of that.
So obviously you've made tons of parts on there for personal use, but
Yeah.
we've 3 orders we've thrown on that bad boy.
2 orders, I think.
2 orders.
Yeah. One of them was some 2507 washers.
Some super duplex washers.
Yeah, cut them in like minutes. It's
Dude, and
unbelievable.
they look really good. You
Yeah.
had it dialed in on that thing.
Yeah.
There was no slag or anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
And thick too. They were 8-inch, weren't they?
yeah, they were 8.
But
The
we had cut the first one at 1/4 inch, and man, it sliced right through that 2507. It was great.
I thought it was goofy. I mean, maybe someone from the raw material world can chime in on this. We ordered 3/16 thick 2507
That was a
plate.
mistake. That was a
No,
mistake.
they said it was per spec. So it's plate mill plate. So there's 2 different ways to roll plate. You have plate mill plate, which I think it has a bigger tolerance. This is supposed to where they roll the sheet off of the mill.
Right.
And plate mill plate has a tolerance. So we ordered 3/16, and per the tolerance for plate mill plate, they said it could go up to 0.28. So you're having a 1875 thick plate that you think you're buying, but with the tolerance, it could go up to 0.28. So thicker than 1/4.
I don't think that's right.
That
man.
seems
I
goofy
think,
to
I
me.
think somebody from the metal world is going to chime in there
I
with a
hope
comment.
so,
Because there's
because
no way that's right. No way.
I call BS on that.
Because if you want 3/16 plate,
you
you're going to
should
get
get
3/16
3/16,
plate.
and I understand tolerance is
And the
there.
problem was, and I think there was, I don't know, I think there was some excuses made on that because there was a sticker on it that said 1/4 inch, and then somebody put another sticker on top of it that said 3/16. So they shipped it, they called it 3/16, but at one point, somebody knew that was 1/4 inch plate.
It's goofy to me. I mean,
So
they
you
said
don't-
that
you don't just change the label and change the sheet.
in the middle, I guess they said it crowns in the middle, and so in the middle, technically, it can be.
But you're not going to.
That's goofy, man.
You're
I
talking
mean,
a few
that's-
thousands.
I'm with you.
There's no way. No
So,
way. Yeah.
what is this? This is stainless steel. Isn't
That's
it?
16th inch stainless steel.
16th inch,
16 gauge.
16 gauge, 304 stainless steel.
Slice
slick.
through it. Yeah, slice through it really easily. Real fast too. I mean, I bet all of that, even with all that intricate work right there, it probably took less than a minute to cut that.
Sexy.
Yeah.
You want to go big or small?
A small.
Small.
Yeah.
Really small nut. You know,
Just because I want to save that big one for last.
this is a cool part, I think. So this is a grade 5 finished hex nut. So a very standard part you can buy off the shelf anywhere. I'm guessing that's what, probably 7/8 or
Maybe
1
1
inch. I didn't get the size, but so we're jamming it, we're taking off material, and then we're what do we call it? Castellating?
So it started out as heavy,
No, this is a finished
Okay.
hex nut.
and then you're turning it into a jam nut.
And then you're
Okay.
turning it into a jam nut, and then they're making it into a castle nut.
You're castellating it.
Castellating.
Castellation.
Cas.
Maximum castellation.
So castle, when you say the word castle, the T is silent. When you say the word castellation, it no longer is silent.
I'd agree with that.
That's kind of
It's one of those
interesting.
funky English language
English
things. Yeah.
words.
They say English is easy, but it's one of the more difficult because of all the vernacular
Silly.
and
Doesn't make any
crazy
sense.
slang and stuff we've got in it.
You listen to old George Carlin, man. He breaks it down pretty well.
Yeah.
But so, this is probably what? I bet this is a 12-cent part, and you turn it into a $15 part.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
With all the additional work that you do into it. Or Danny probably sold it for $1. Just kidding, Danny. So this is another nut. They call this a disc nut. Did you know that?
I did not know that. I'm learning something here.
This is
Brian.
going into a valve.
Yeah.
We've already talked about the material. I was going to have you guess the material type. But it's an F11 material, which you said is
1 1/4 chrome.
1 1/4 chrome. So it's a F11. Anytime it starts with an F, it's a forging spec, right?
Yeah, sure.
So you have a F, F9s, F11s. You get into the duplexes, I know, or
F5.
F5,
Yeah.
F53, F55.
F9, just say F9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So F11, 1 1/4 chrome.
F22 is another one. That's
F20.
2 1/4 chrome.
How do you know that?
That's 22, 2. Just like 1 F11 is 1 1/4.
1/4. Is that really why they do that? No.
Yes, I promise you.
Really?
That's how I remember it. Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Someone Google that. F22, is that 2 1/4 chrome?
Yes.
I don't know if I believe it. So,
Danny's on it.
Danny, get it. So this is actually, customer supplied us the material and we're doing labor only on this bad boy. But it's got so many different geometries. So you got an ID here that's drilled in. You got a radius in the ID that then necks into a
Kinda
smaller
tapers out,
ID.
yeah.
Yeah, it's got a little radius there, and then goes to a smaller ID, and then it comes back, and then threads. It's an MPT thread, and all different kinds of geometries.
Precision.
Precision, boy, I tell you
2
what.
1/4 chrome is right.
2 1/4 chrome is right.
Thank you, Danny. Redeemed myself.
No, you know, Danny just says shit.
So,
to
but now
appease
you will remember it now.
I will. That
Yeah.
is. I'd never realized that was a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Once you know it, you'll never forget it.
Hey, Danny, wipe the side of your mouth. Yeah,
He probably lied for me. It probably. was-
that's what I'm saying. He's got a little poo on there. He's kissing your ass so much. So that's a short and sweet episode, huh?
It was.
What do you think? We're in for 19 minutes.
I think that's good. That's average. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah. We should keep it short and sweet.
it's average.
Yeah.
It's your life story.
And we talked about penis lollipops and Nashville, and we talked about the car show.
Yeah,
So,
a lot happening.
what else we got going on? We got something else coming up too. We got another golf tournament in Utah.
Yeah, golf tournament in the Mormon state.
Yeah, with a customer.
What's another word for Utah? It's not the Copper State because that's Arizona, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of mining in Utah.
It's salt. It's for Salt Lake, right? Isn't there a lot of salt mining and stuff like that in Salt Lake City? I think so.
That makes
A
sense.
major deal. So I'm not
But so, I thought there was another word for it. I guess the Mormon state,
maybe. Yeah.
maybe. They got some cool, like mountains and
Who was the famous Mormon that started all of it?
John Smith,
No.
Brigham Young.
There you go. Yeah.
But John Smith was the first, or did he follow? I think John Smith started it in the East Coast, and then Brigham
Yeah.
Young is the one who brought it to
He
Utah,
was-
I think.
I mean, I may be getting this mixed up, but isn't he the one that had the revelation, where he saw
Brigham Young?
no
Or John Smith? I think
where he saw like
fiery
the
commandments.
coming of Jesus, and he was like in bed, and that's where the whole Mormon religion started.
With him dreaming of Jesus?
Yes,
I don't know, man. I don't.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
So John Smith had a dream of Jesus
I think that's what it was.
and then started.
Maybe I'm wrong. We'll investigate.
Is
We'll
anyone
come back.
fact checking this?
Isn't that right, Neva?
Didn't he like,
I-
he got like golden plates or something?
Yeah, wasn't he like the guy that started the whole
John
religion?
Smith.
I think it was John Smith. I think that was his name.
And then I think Brigham Young brought
And
it.
he had a revelation. He was in bed, and then that was Jesus came back, and he saw Jesus at that time. And yeah, Joseph Smith. There you
Smith. All right, we're a little.
go. So, and what year was that, Neva? Because that had to be before Brigham Young.
2018.
1844.
Right, 1844. So if you think about it, the Mormon religion is very new. It's very new.
Very new.
Right? I mean, it's very new.
They got it dialed in though. I mean, you can have like
But
a
the
million
claim
lives.
is that you know the resurrection happened at that time, and then that's when the religion started. Yeah. And then Brigham Young came along. He was a big advocate, and he started Salt Lake City and all the intricate roadways and all that stuff that's there. It's actually really impressive. If you've ever been to Salt Lake City and driven on the roadways, it's
Because didn't they get
it's
like
very
kicked,
organized, and it's
they kept
numbered.
getting like kicked out or wherever they went, and
Yeah.
then they like moved west and started their own compound.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's a cool story. You should research that. Yeah.
You never know where this podcast is going to go.
That's true. I mean, we went from lollipops to
So,
Joseph Smith.
to Mormonism.
God help us.
On that note,
All right, let's go. Saturday, we got your little birthday shindig on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, golf,
Golf, little soiree.
a little soiree.
There will be no drinking allowed.
Yeah, and then we recover on Monday and leave for Nashville on Tuesday.
Speak for yourself.
I'm gonna be recovering.
I mean, you got to fly, so you have the flight to recover.
I feel there's nothing worse than feeling miserable on a flight. It's
You just drink
awful.
again. You start
No,
drinking again.
No, it's awful. Oh, I hate it.
Okay.
All right, have a good weekend, man.
Episode 94 of the books.
Have a good
Adios.
weekend, guys. Bye.